Welcome back to this Moneycontrol live stream. You're watching Closing Bell with me, Nandita Khemka. Well, no Monday blues really on the Lal Street, given the fact that both the Nifty and Sensex managed to hit a fresh high today ahead of the all-important Fed decision later this week. Of course, hopes are that the Fed will cut interest rates by 25 basis points, the first since 2020. But, 50 basis point is also on the table according to some reports. If that happens, of course, you never know. The bulls could, get a fresh lease of life, although they have been, active, given the fact that the Nifty, of course, came very close to that 24,500 mark today. But the broader end of the markets also participating. The mid and small cap indices extending their gaining streaks. In fact, mid cap index was outperforming today as well. And if you look at the market breadth, even Stevens, but in favor of gainers. India VIX, the volatility index cooled off further below that 13 level, almost a percent, lower today. Banks are in good stead today, private banks, mind you, likes of ICICI Bank, did well. And HDFC Bank also, although muted moves, but ended in the positive. Metals and realty were fairly active, both the indices among top gainers. Defensives, however, were on the back foot today. So you had FMCG names dominating the losers list on the Nifty. IT and pharma were also sulking in trade. Let's just take note of some of the individual movers on the index. And NTPC was the top one, gained in excess of 3%. Hindalco, JSW Steel, as I said, metal names were, fairly active and buoyant, shining bright today. Shriram Finance was the other one. Private banks like Axis Bank, ICICI Bank among gainers, and engineering giant L&T also among gainers. On the flip side, you had a Bajaj Housing blockbuster listing today, but Bajaj twins, Bajaj Finance and Bajaj Finserv, were clearly, out of favor, both the stocks among top Nifty laggards. Aside of that, you had HUL, Britannia, Titan, consumption names under pressure. Life insurers, saw, a bit of hammering last week. Today as well, SBI Life under selling pressure, and SBI, the big one from the PSU banking lot, was also under pressure. From the broader end of the markets, BSC, stock of the day, almost 18% higher. Godfrey Phillips, that has seen, good action intermittently, saw buying interest today as well. Adani Green among gainers on the back of an order win. Dixon Technologies, Triveni Engineering, KRBL, some of the other movers. On the flip side, other housing finance names like PNB Housing and LIC Housing clearly feeling the heat as Bajaj Housing made its debut today. Ajanta Pharma, Inox Wind and Imami were some of the other laggards on the Nifty 500 index. But Bajaj Housing, 114% premium to the issue price. Shares in fact hit upper circuit at 135% premium over IPO price, was locked in upper circuit, and market cap is nearing 1.4 lakh crores for Bajaj Housing. But let me bring on board our guest for today to take stock of some of the stocks that were buzzing and to understand where the index is heading from here. Ashish Bahety, who's a technical and derivative research analyst, joins in. Ashish, great to have you on the show. I think this is the first time I'm interacting with you. Hope you're doing well. And of course, want to understand, where do you think the markets are headed from here? On the charts, what are the signals you're getting? Are you seeing some bit of fatigue? Because we did hit a new high, but there was some kind of consolidation that kicked in right after, right? So we've come off day's high and we've ended below that 24,400 mark. What are you really spotting on the charts when it comes to Nifty?
Yeah, good afternoon, Nandita ji. I think it's a healthy sign that Nifty hit the all-time high today and ended up in green today, or the way it is structured. I think it's well placed to go till 25,600. I think the support is not coming from Reliance yet, and even after we are seeing there's a profit taking in IT, yet Nifty managed to end in green. The best part is Bank Nifty is now contributing. I think the way Bank Nifty is well placed, and the way private banks, specifically ICICI and Axis, is contributing, Bank Nifty might outperform Nifty or broader index. And I think Bank Nifty is well placed to reach even till 53,000 mark. So our view is go long in Bank Nifty and stay long Nifty, but no fresh long is advised in Nifty. Yeah.
Okay, no fresh longs advised on the Nifty. But since you mentioned Bank Nifty, what about HDFC Bank? This stock has not been able to clear that 1700 level, right? It has been stuck in a range, 1640, 1670. That's the kind of range we've seen on HDFC Bank. Do you think that's that has the potential to play catch up with ICICI Bank, Axis Bank, peers like them?
I think the way HDFC is comfortably trading above 1650, which was a resistance area, and it is the third attempt of Bank Nifty to cross its 1670 mark. I think it's fairly successful in doing that, and now I think Bank Nifty, HDFC Bank is well heading towards 1700 and 1730 zone. So one can go long in HDFC. The risk reward is very favorable here, uh, but mind it, like there has to be a strict stop loss on 1650.
Okay, just want to ask you about Bajaj Finance as well. Down over 3% today. Had started showing traction, right, this stock, but are you seeing any kind of reversal on the charts, or do you think it's just, investors or traders shifting from Bajaj Finance to Bajaj Housing? What would you say to that?
It was a little surprise the way Bajaj Finance and even LIC Housing Finance reacted in today's trade. I was not anticipating such sort of hammering in both these stocks, or in fact, Bajaj Finserv also. But the way Bajaj Finance is coming towards its 10 MI is I think it's a good risk reward point here. One can go long because still the chart structure on a weekly basis remains intact despite today's profit taking. So if anyone is long, one should keep a strict stop loss of 7250, 7250.
Okay, keep strict stop losses there on Bajaj Finance. That's the view. But what are you making of the move on BSE? That stock was up 17% today itself. In the last 1 month, the stock has rallied almost 30%, and 6-month returns are in excess of 65%. So BSE, do you think the risk reward is out of whack now? Or do you think time to take some profits here?
I think honestly it's an exuberance right now because just on the buzz of NSE's IPO, the stock is reacting so much. And yes, there's a clearance of the pending cases on the colo matter of the NSE. And the way NSE IPO is moving towards its DRHP filing stages, I think this stock will continue to outperform this sort of rally. So anyone invested, stay long here, but no fresh long is advised at these levels as the risk reward is non-favorable. Uh, uh, Anyone who's holding the long just maintain a stop loss of 3200.
Okay, stop loss of 3200 warranted on BSE. Adani Group of stocks were in focus today on the back of news flow, order win, power supply deal from Maharashtra Discom. Both the stocks were active, Adani Power and Adani Green. If you were to choose between the two, would you choose one, or would you say both of them are looking fantastic, even though they are still, yet to reclaim that 52-week high levels?
Yeah. I think between the two, Adani Power and Adani Green is well placed, and there's clearly a price volume breakout today in Adani Green. The way stock ended up today at 8% up, and it just crossed all the 7-8 days highs together in one candle. I think it's well placed to go 2000 plus level. So one can still go long here in Adani Green, or any drop or any fullback can be used as a long opportunity. One has to keep a strict stop loss of 1880 in this.
Okay, strict stop loss of 1880 required when it comes to Adani Green, but the realty pack was in focus, and we saw Microtech developers clock in a good 3% kind of an up move today. Of course, that was on the back of an initiation on the stock by Nomura. That has a buy rating on the stock, target price of 1600. In fact, target price implies a near 30% up move from Friday's close price. Now, Nomura believes that the company has solid earnings visibility with the right capital allocation strategies, and it has also pointed out that the re-rating triggers are pretty much visible now. And even fundamentally, the stock is well placed according to Nomura, given the fact that pre-sales growth are expected at a compounded annual growth rate of 20% over FY25 to FY26. But of course, there could be some bit of risks, if there is any slowdown in the Indian residential market, that could not bode well for the company. But chartically, if you see the stock over the last 1 month hasn't really been able to give good returns. But some traction has been seen, especially today's move, and even the last 5 days, it has given or rallied or gone up by 6% or thereabouts. So within the realty pack, how is Microtech looking like to you? Is there an investment case, or is there a trading? Is there a trading bet that one should take now? How would you approach?
It's a good chart setup. I mean, stock has attempted thrice to make a base, or there's a triple bottom clearly visible on the chart at the zone of 1185. And till day before yesterday, it was trading in that zone. And last 2 days, it just shooted up. The best part is the base is around 200 M, and the way stock has reacted towards the news today, I think it is well placed to reach even to travel till 1400 zone. So 1350 would be the first target anybody is holding long, and eventually it might we might see 1400 on the charts also. The stop loss one has to maintain is of 1250 on this stock.
Okay, that's the view on Macrotech. But what would you do with some of these rice stocks? Of course, they were rallying in trade today. The likes of KRBL, LT Foods, Kohinoor Foods. Government has removed a minimum export price on basmati rice. Although it is only seen as a sentimental positive for the companies, given the fact that most of these companies had earlier said that the average realization for basmati exports are already above the minimum export price. Do you think today's move was just a knee-jerk reaction, or is there a uptrend in some of these rice stocks?
I think LT food chart structure itself is well based, and there's a clear uptrend in both weekly as well as monthly also, and stock is continuously forming higher highs pattern in LT foods. One can go long even this level. It's a fresh breakout, I'll say. And the price volume breakout is fantastic in this stock. So I think 470 we might see in coming days in this stock. One has to keep a stop loss of 420. KRBL is a fresh breakout stock. It's just attempted today to break above the 200 MA mark. So we may see a fresh rally from here. But one has to be very cautious because 200 MA becomes a strong resistance area as well. And in the past also stock attempted twice to cross this 200 MA but failed both the times. So just keep a strict stop loss of 315 zone. And one can go long here also if this rally sustains. I think 360 also we can see on the chart.
Okay, that's about rice stocks, but Stoove Craft, that's the other stock that's on my list today. MK has initiated coverage with a buy recommendation, and target price is at 1350 or thereabouts. The 52-week high is 942 that was hit today. But 1000 rupees is almost is right here. Would you expect that to happen in the next couple of sessions?
I think better not to chase the stock right now at this price point because stock was already up 7.5% today, and it has been one-way rally since I think last 2.5 months from 490 travel till 910 almost 40 level. So there's a huge stretch in the stocks. I don't think the fundamentally stock there's much of the changes happen in this companies that the stock can double in just 2 to 3 months. So one should be a little cautious here. If anybody's holding long, stay long just by keeping or trail the SL to 890 zone. But fresh long is not advised in this right now.
Okay, that's the view on Stoove Craft. I want to ask you about Aditya Birla Fashion. The stock just came out of the F&O ban today. Was up somewhere around almost a percent. I think at one point it was up 2% or so, but it came off and ended higher by about 0.8%. But Aditya Birla Fashion has been in the F&O ban for quite some time, and today it managed to come out. What is the kind of action that you noticed on this particular counter, and how is it looking like for the next couple of days?
I think most of this Aditya Birla company stocks were doing good in the first hour of the trade, specifically Aditya Birla Fashion, AB Capital, and all the three. The way this chart is moving of the ABFRL from last 4 to 5 days, there's a continuously high pattern that's being made in this stock. Today also it managed to close at least 1% up despite giving up all its morning gain. I think one should stay long or even a fresh long can be attempted here. The near-term target would be 345 in this stock. By keeping a stop loss of 325, one can go long.
Okay, one can go long. That's the view here. But a couple of more stocks I will talk about. Ashish, Dixon Tech. This stock is doing well. Today it was up 7% on the back of news flow. Of course, it will be making notebooks for Aces, and very recently it had a deal with HP India sales as well. The stock is somewhere around 13,925 or thereabouts. A lot of these brokerages have increased their target price also after it has inked these deals. For one, HSBC has a target of 14,000, but of course the 52-week high that was hit today was 1456. What is the kind of target you would be envisaging over the next month or so on this particular counter?
See, chartically, the stock is already trading in a fresh, clear blue sky territory, and I think from here, the psychological level would be 15,000. There, we may see some resistance. But overall, the way price volume breakout has happened today, we can see clearly a 1.5 million volume being traded, and there's a surge in even in the delivery volumes. What I've checked right now. I think one whosoever is long in this stock remain long by keeping a stop loss of 13,400. However, the fresh long is not advised in this stock at this point in time.
Okay, fresh long not advised in the likes of Dixon Tech right now, but just a couple of more counters. What are your thoughts on SBI? This stock has been under pressure, right? I mean, you've had brokerage downgrades also pour in, and the stock has remained below that 800 level. On the other hand, you have Union Bank, that has already corrected somewhere around 30% over the last 3.5 months. But today we did see some bit of uptick. There was an upgrade that has come in on this particular counter. So for Union Bank, do you think it has bottomed out and there could be some signs of a fresh leg of up move? And for SBI, do you think there is more downside?
I don't think there's much downside on the SBI. The bank has clearly attempted to make a base around the 775 zone, and it is well placed right now. And I think we may see a upswing in SBI. It has been grossly underperforming the overall Bank Nifty, and there's been dragging the Bank Nifty. But I think the way private banks have started shaping up, we may see SBI also turning around. So one can go long, or it's a contra call. That stock is still trading below its 200 demo, but one can still go long here by keeping a stop loss of 770 as the risk reward is favorable, and we may see 820 in SBI. However, talking about Union Bank, the chart structures look good. Stock attempted to give a close today above its 200 demo, but still trading below its 200 demo. But it closed about 20 demo today. So one can go long here also by keeping a stop loss of 120. We may see stock going up till its 200 demo, that is 135 zone.
Okay, that's about SBI and Union Bank. But before I let you go, Ashish, what would your top trading picks be for tomorrow or for the next couple of sessions?
I think out of the private banks, Axis Bank is looking really good. It is we can already see the 1200 and 1220. Both the colliders are getting trapped here, and Axis Bank has filled all its gap, which was created on the 24th July. So we may see a fresh rally from here, and stock is well placed to reach or travel to 1280 zone. So one can go long for another 50 rupees rally here by keeping a stop loss of 1210. Another stock which is looking good from the metal pack is Hindalco stock. In fact, we are seeing the entire metal pack. There was a good rally here. There was good buying interest in metal stocks. So Hindalco is our top pick from the metal pack. One can go long here by keeping a stop loss of 675 for the target of 770.
Okay, Axis Bank and Hindalco, two trading picks from Ashish. With that, Ashish, would like to thank you for taking our time and joining in this afternoon. Look forward to having more interactions with you on our shows sometime later.
Sure. Thank you.
Have a great evening. Well, with that, we've come to the end of this edition of Closing Bell. Of course, we hit a fresh high, but we cooled off from the day's high and ended below that 24,400 mark. But of course, tomorrow is another day and we are heading into an important event, of course, the Fed decision that will be coming out on Wednesday night, and we'll of course be reacting to it on Thursday night. But for now, no Monday blues, as I mentioned at the start of the day. Good start to the week. Let's hope we see this momentum continuing throughout the rest of the week. But from me and the entire team, Thanks a lot for tuning in. Have a great evening and come back and join in on Opening Bell tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. with me and battery of guests as well. Thank you.